traders in quarantine all over the world. How are you? This is FXPassion broadcasting you live on YouTube. Hi, Akos, how are you? Hello, Sal Bhakti. I hope that I pronounced your name correctly. Everybody, this is Forex Trading Course 101, and remember what we are trying to do and accomplish are the three pillars. We are of course in the basic module, but we are going to continue and we are trying to build a strategy and or a system that you understand, everybody, and that it's easy to execute. And then we are trying to learn about risk management, because if you have a strategy and or a system, you know, you have maybe a good entry, but if you don't understand the risk management, you are not going forward, everybody. And the big one, we are trying to understand how our psychology works, because we can have a strategy and or a system, and we can have a good risk management strategy, and still we are not going to make it. Why not? Because our psychology is a big factor, everybody. We can self-sabotage ourselves. Hello, Miguel. You can call me Sal. Okay, Sal. Hello. Hello, Annie. Everybody, risk disclaimer. The webinars are not trading or investment advice. The webinars are for educational purposes only. And remember, 90% of traders lose money in the Forex market worldwide. And for homeworks or questions, you have my Gmail contact, my Skype contact, and my LinkedIn contact. And also remember that I have a 20 seconds delay on the chat. That being said, from yesterday we are going to address Euro JPY, the trade for the traders that want to go long. And then we are going to talk about lesson 11, higher time frames and smaller time frames. So, traders that want to go long, this is from yesterday, everybody, right? And the reason to go long from the 4-hour chart is that we have a double bottom, triple bottom, right? We have the market hit 3 times, right? And the question is where the stop loss and when the take profit. Well, maybe this is not the right time, because the stop loss should go down in here and the take profit would be somewhere up in here, right? A few pips before the market hits the upper band. So right now this is the risk and clone, this is the reward. So it's just, if you enter right now, everybody, but it must be right now, you are going one for one, you know? So maybe it's not worth taking. It's up to you, everybody, if you're going to take this trade. Okay? Now, today, this is going to be, everybody, the introduction to multiple time frame trading, and this is another one of the challenging parts for the beginner trader. Okay, so we have higher time frames and lower time frames, and let's say the left up quadrant is the monthly chart. Left down quadrant is the weekly chart. Let's write this down, weekly. Right upper corner is going to be the daily chart, and the right down corner is going to be the smaller time frames, right? So it's going to be the what? The 4-hour chart, then 2-hour chart, the 1-hour chart, right? Okay, so we have the higher time frames. Miguel, beside the stop loss should go lower. Miguel, is this a question or an affirmation? Sal says it's a 50% probability. What, to take the profit or to go short, to take the stop? What is 50% probability, everybody? Beside the stop, everybody, look at this. You are going to see everything right now. Just give me a second, okay? You are going to see everything on. I'm going to delete the NZD CAD and AUD JPY, Euro JPY, Euro JPY, Euro JPY. You are going to understand everything right now. What is short term? What is 50%? Suggestion. Well, let's wait a minute, okay? So, what if, everybody, you have an up structure on the monthly? It's an up structure. You have a down structure on the weekly. Now let's make it to up. Okay, an up structure on the weekly also, you know, like this. And but you have a down structure, everybody, on the daily. You have a down structure on the daily, and here you're going to see a little bit of this, and on the weekly you're going to see maybe like this, right? And on the one more like this, and on the 4-hour, 2-hour chart you are going to have an up structure, everybody. Now this is the question, and here we are going to learn how to think in probabilities, and this is the another one which is very, very, very challenging for the beginner trader to grasp. So monthly structure is up, right? We have extension and we have retracement. The weekly structure is up, but the daily structure is down. We have extension, retracement, extension, and the 4-hour, 2-hour and 1-hour chart structure is up. Question: how are you going to trade this, and on what time frame? And if you want a currency pair, Canada JPY is positioned like this. Euro AUD, I think, is positioned like this. I don't remember Euro JPY, this is why we are going to check. So the question is, how are you going to trade this, everybody, and on what time frame? So I'm your student and you're my teacher. Teachers, should we go long on the 4-hour chart or 2-hour chart or 1-minute chart, or should we go short on the 4-hour, 2-hour, 1-hour chart? The higher time frame controls the lower time frame. So, Akos, you are right. Teacher Akos, should we go short or should we go long on the 4-hour chart, 2-hour chart, 1-hour chart? Or, everybody, let's take the daily. Teachers, should we go short on the daily? Should we sell? Or should we go long on the daily? What should we do? And don't be shy, everybody. Try to think. Try to talk to us with the daily and 2-hour. Okay, short or long? Sal, you need to decide if we are going to short the market and what time frame. Akos says long. On what time frame? What time frame, teacher Akos? What time frame should we go long? Everybody, this is the introduction to multiple time frame trading. Today we are going to talk about the higher time frames and the smaller time frames. Okay, and then we are going to dive into the multiple time frame trading in about a few lessons. So the question is, if you want to go long, type long and type the time frame, everybody. If you want to go short, tell let's go short, but and also type the time. Akos all. No, Akos. Daily long. Okay, now let's wait for a second, okay, everybody? You need to understand this. You need to understand this. We want to go long on the daily, right? And I'm asking you, teachers, now I'm so confused because our structure is down. We have a down structure. How can we possibly go long? We have a down structure. Isn't this risky, everybody? Akos, N and Miguel, long on the daily. Okay? I'm not affirming, I'm not judging, I'm just asking you. I'm confused right now, teachers. The structure on the daily is down. And you told me that I should trade together with structure. So, and now you are telling me to go long. Teachers, I'm confused. Using daily downtrend, structure could go short on the 2 hour. Teachers, how? But we have an up structure on the 4 hour chart. How can we short the 4 hour chart, the 2 hour? Teachers, how? You have the same problem with me as Miguel and Annie and Akos on the daily. All of you, everybody, are going against structure. And again, I'm not affirming, I'm asking you. I'm your student, but right now I'm confused. You know, some of you want to go long on the daily chart. The daily chart has a down structure. Some want to go up, to go long, but want to short the market, but we have an up structure on the 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour. Santano, no problem, my friend. But the higher time frame to the daily are both up. Miguel, yes, but still you are going to lose, everybody. Now, where can I put this? So, everybody, why are you losing money? I'm going to tell you again. Text. I'm going to explain you why some of you, most likely every beginner trader, why are you losing money? Because we have something called general direction or slash long-term bias. Okay, we have something that is called general direction. Man, I need to put it up in here. We have something that is called general direction, and it's called also the long-term bias. Okay, this is one. And then you have something that is called timing. Timing meaning when is the right time to enter. Timing. Okay, when is the right time to enter. So why don't we make money, everybody? Because of this. All the course, this is the lesson. You need to think about this all the way long of the course. You are right, Miguel, on the general direction. Not just Miguel and everybody else. You are right on the general direction, and the long-term bias, you are right. The monthly time frame controls the weekly, yes sir, and the weekly controls the daily, yes sir. But if you go long in a down structure, everybody, and look where you are at daily, you are going to enter at the wrong time, and you are going to lose. In other words, you cannot enter, everybody, a trade. You know, you cannot enter a short-term trade from a long-term perspective. Passion, can you repeat? Yes, sir, absolutely. I'm going to repeat. You cannot win a short-term trade with a long-term perspective, everybody. If you are going to buy the daily chart the way as it is in here, is just an example, could be all in reverse. If you are going to buy, you are going to lose. Yes, but the weekly, you are going to lose short term, everybody. If you are going to buy the daily chart here, and this translates to the weekly chart, if you are going to buy the weekly, if you're going to buy the weekly chart here, we are looking at the same picture, and if you put the stop loss down here, and believe me, you don't have enough capital to put the stop loss below or above the weekly structure, long term, if this would be the trade, long term, yes, you are going to win, but you don't have capital, everybody. And this sucker on the daily chart is going down, so short term you are going to lose, and long term you could win. You know, you could win, most likely you are going to win. But what is the challenge of the beginner trader? We don't have the trillions and the zillions, right? And even more, we like to trade. You know, I want to enter the market today, and I want to trade tomorrow, and I want to trade on Monday. You know, it's this kind of trading is psychologically and emotionally difficult. But let's not talk about psychology, let's talk about technicals right now. You cannot have you cannot win a short-term trade with a long-term perspective, everybody. Okay, Miguel, Akos, any, everybody else? Do you understand why if you are going to short the daily chart, I mean if you go long on the daily chart, most likely you are going to lose? Do you understand this, everybody? Why is that? Yes, but the monthly and the weekly are up. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And the higher time frame controls the small time frame. Yes, that's true. But you are still going to lose if you buy the market right now, because the short term structure on the daily is down. Okay, I think you're confusing the position. Are you suggesting short or long is going to lose? Eddington, I don't understand your question, my friend. I think you're confusing the position. What position? Understood, sensei. So you are the sensei. So what do you want to do on the 4-hour, 2-hour time frame or 1-hour time frame? What do you want to do? So everybody, how to trade this? Do you want to go long or do you want to go short, and on what time frame? Now, this was easy until now, everybody. This was easy until now because we have structure. And where it gets complicated, everybody, is when, as beginner traders, we are looking and monitoring the short-term trends. It's okay, you clear it up by saying taking a long position would lose. Okay. Now let's draw the short-term trends on every structure, everybody, on every time frame. This is the short-term trend. Okay. So this is the short-term trend on the daily. Look at the short-term trend right now on the 4-hour chart. Okay, and also you have the short-term trend. I hope you're going to see short-term trend and the short-term trends on the monthly. So here it was up, it went down, and now it's going up a little bit. And let's be transparent here. Okay, if you think, everybody, that structure was difficult, what about now? Look at the short-term trends. And again, the question is the same. I'm your student, everybody. You are my teacher. And I'm confused. I don't know what to do. Should I go short? Should I go long? So let's make it blue. Okay, blue is structure. Blue structure up. Blue structure up. Blue structure down on the daily. Structure is down. And blue structure up on the 4-hour chart. Now the red arrow is going to be the trend. So you have a short-term trend up. The red arrow is the short-term trend. On the monthly, you have an up short-term trend. Let's make it smaller so it's up. You have also an up short-term trend on the weekly. I need to do it something like this, right? You have a short-term uptrend on the daily, and you have a short-term downtrend, everybody, on the 4-hour, 2-hour chart. I want to short when the higher structure trend line break happens. On what time frame, Santano? So, okay, let's give you the answer to this puzzle, right? Okay, those are the trading concepts. Trading concepts. Number one, decide on what time frame are you going to enter the trade. Number two, check what is this time frame doing, LT long term and ST short term. 3, check what is the higher, the next higher time frame doing LT long term and ST short term. Number 4, try to find convergences. I don't know if it's the correct word. Try to find no, try to find confirmation. Try to find confirmations from both time frames. Okay? This is just the introduction, everybody, to the multiple time frame trading. Stoyan says, well, it depends on the trader. If it was me, I would trade the 4-hour long based on the short-term trend of the daily, which is up. I would trade the 4-hour long, but you have a short-term downtrend on the 4 hours, Stoyan. Convergence is right. Okay, so try to find convergence. Thank you, Stoyan. Okay, try to find confirmations. Convergences. Thank you, Stoyan. Okay, everybody, so number 1, decide on what time frame are you going to enter the trade. So Let's open the monthly chart, let's open the weekly chart on Euro JPY. Let's open the daily chart. Convergence, correlation, confirmation. Thank you, Eddington. Okay, so let's see, everybody. Let's take the 4-hour chart. Okay, so I'm a beginner trader, I'm a retail trader, I have whatever, 500 US dollars account. Well, then I will wait until the short term on hour is long. Yes, sir. Everybody, you need to understand. This is why you lose, everybody. You know, this is why you read thousands of books. This is why you lose. You could read thousands of books, listen to 500 FXPassions, bought the super JP Morgan Forex Chase robot, and you would be ending losing money, because you need to understand how the probabilities work. So if you want to go long on the 4-hour chart, you should wait. Why? Wait for the change in the short-term trend. When this happens, everybody, and this is just an example, when this happens, Stoyan, especially you, when this happens, only then these two are going to show you the same convergence. And this is why you lose, everybody. You could be losing for 5 years in a row because you don't understand how the short-term time frames work together with the long-term time frames. And again, you cannot win a short-term trade based on the long-term bias. The swings in the Forex market are too big. You know, today it was the news announcement on about Canada, GBP CAD 1 hour, no, GBP CAD 15-minute chart. Come on. Let's wait a second. So this is the 15-minute chart, everybody. You know, look at this. Let's compress the chart. No, 1 minute. Let's compress the 1-hour chart, maybe. Look at this, everybody. Not good. 4-hour chart, maybe. Okay. See this here? See this here, what happened? See? Oh, I'm going long term because the long term bias is down. You are going to lose. You cannot win a short term trade with the long term bias or direction, everybody. Vincenzo, come stai? I did not receive the YouTube alert. I'm sorry, Vincenzo, I don't know why, but you can write to Ducascopy, okay? I don't know how this works, but write to Ducascopy or write to your manager, said, oh, I didn't receive the alert. There was not much of a movement today, and the news announcement of CAD, the bad news were not expected. It doesn't matter. What I'm trying to show you, everybody, is that you cannot win the short-term trade, and most of us, right? Most of us beginner traders, we have $100 in the account, whatever, 300,000, you know. Some of you have 1,000 euros or US dollars or whatever, you know, and you are entering the market based on the monthly and the weekly. You are going to lose. Why is that? Oh, Passion, but you are you are rude. There is a comment on the other platform. I'm not rude, everybody, I'm sincere. If nobody's telling you this, listen to me, you know. And of course, sometimes, yes, sometimes we do get lucky. But you need to understand how probability works in the short term and the long term. And of course, now to be fair, right, to Miguel, Eni and Akos, of course, when all the 4 time frames are positioned up, of course, this currency pair is going to have a greater chance of success. Yes, sir. That's true. The higher time frame controls the small time frame. But when everything is messed up, monthly up, weekly down, daily up, 4 hour down, or monthly up, weekly up, daily down, 4 hour down, or daily up, 2 hours down, weekly down, monthly up, then this is the job of the trader. You need to learn how to find out how to spot probabilities. So let's go, and we decided, right, we decided we are going to do what? So we have the 4 hour time frame, and we decided, where is the chart? Let me see. Chart. Oh, okay, so we have a down structure. This is from yesterday, everybody. We have a down structure. I'm going to delete this. We are locked in the sideways movement for the time being. But we have a down structure. We have a down structure on the Euro JPY 4 hour chart. Yes, there was a swing of 500 pips in that 1 month both ways. No one would have that big of a stop, so you would definitely lose if you were trading long term. Thank you, Eddington. Yeah, many of the so-called traders will try to wash your eyes with warm water and paint you the picture full of sunshine and rainbows. Yes, sir. Okay, so Euro JPY 4 hour, we want to short the market. Why is that? Because we have a, okay, I'm going to change this right now. This was theory. So we have a down structure and we are sideways. Okay, this is the 4 hour chart. I'm going to delete here again. Now we are going to move on the daily chart. So number 1 is this, everybody. I'm going to delete. So decide on what time frame are you going to enter the trade. Well, we decided the 4 hour chart, the 2 hour chart, the 1 hour chart. Number 2, check what is the time frame doing long term and short term. Well, what is the 4 hour chart doing long term? The 4 hour chart long term is down. Long term is down because we have a down structure. What is the 4 hour time frame doing short term? Short term, this time frame is going up. It's making higher highs, higher lows so far. And looks like it's moving up to the upper band. Okay, everybody, am I going too fast? If I'm going too fast, please type in the chat, Passion, slow down. Explain again. Say it again, explain again. No, okay, so long term, Euro JPY is down because we have a down structure. Short term, this pair is up because it's making higher highs, higher lows, and most likely is going to go up to the upper band. Okay, next. Number 2, check what is, we did this, okay. 3, check what is the next higher time frame doing long term and short term. So the next time frame is the daily. The next time frame is the daily. Let's compress the chart. And this market was down and then it was up and then it was down. Okay, so this market was up and then it was down. So this is the down trend line. Whoops, not this one. Let's try to connect the long line. Okay, long line, something like this. And structure, extension until here, retracement, extension until here, and the next retracement, extension, retracement. Okay, so we are here, right? This is Euro JPY daily chart. So what is doing long term? Long term is still down, is falling. What is doing the daily chart short term? Right? Similarly to the 4-hour chart, looks like we are in the sideways channel. If you don't agree, everybody, or if you see something different, please don't be shy. Type in the chat, Passion, I don't agree with you. I see something different. Okay, we are here to learn. There is no right or wrong. Okay, so what is the daily doing short term, everybody? Come on. What is the daily doing short term? Is the daily short term going up or is the daily short term going down? Passion, what is short term? Short term is the short term trend. Long term is the structure. On every time frame has its own structure and its own short term trend. And short term, everybody, if you want to see short term, so the market was making, starting from here, right? The market was making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Then it reversed, it was making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows until here. And then it reversed again. Let's color code this in green. And then it reversed again, start to making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And this is the short term trend, everybody. Okay. Sideways up, says Victor. Yes, great answer. Annie says up. Yes, okay. Daily is up in the sideways. Okay. And now here is the trick, everybody. Where is this currency pair most likely to break? In some point in time, we don't know, right? We don't have the crystal ball, but in some point in time, this market is going to break in one way or the other. What do you see right now? Is going to break up or down? Short term up, yes sir. What do you think? Where is the market most likely? It's a probability game, we don't have the crystal ball. Most likely to break. Is it going to most likely break on the upside or is it going to most likely going to break to the downside? Short term up, yes sir. After this question, down. Yes, Victor, why? Why down? You are correct. Why down? And yes, of course, the market can do anything it wants when it wants. For the, you know, the market can go up and break everything and go down. But we are talking about what trading, what we see, right? So, down because of the structure is in a downtrend. Yes. Okay, everybody, you got this, right? Okay, it's clear. Congratulations to you. Now, so number one, decide on what time frame are you going to enter the trade. 4-hour time frame. Check what is the time frame doing long term and short term. Euro JPY, long term is down, short term is up. We did this, check. Number 3, check what is the next higher time frame doing long term and short term. Well, the daily chart is doing the same thing as it doing the 4-hour time frame. So short term, and we are talking about this movement here, short term, right? Short term is up and long term is down. Down, down. If the structure intact, it will break down. Yes, the greatest force is down. Well, now here is the question, everybody. The greatest force is down. How do you define the greatest force? The daily is down, the 4-hour is down. Let's see the greatest force. The greatest force is the weekly and the monthly, right? So weekly we have the upper band, we have the lower band, and you already see that this currency pair, if nothing's going to change fundamentally between the two countries, the long-term bias is up, right? And talking about structure, on the weekly you have the extension and you have the retracement, and that's it, everybody. Again, why? How can you define structure? You see the short-term trend. The market was making higher highs, higher lows, and then starts to make lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. So structure is this one, right? So we have an up structure. We have an up structure on the weekly chart, and the cruel thing is that this market can retrace. This market can retrace until down here. And this is why Euro JPY compared to NZD CAD, this currency pair is challenging for the beginner trader, right? And talking about the greatest force, everybody, the greatest force on the weekly chart is where? It's up or down. And of course, what can we do? We can use our trend line. So this was the uptrend line, you know. You see, we need to upgrade our knowledge, right? So we can draw the downtrend line, something like this. Okay. And another uptrend line, something like this, and another downtrend line, something like this. You know, between the trend lines and the structure, who is stronger? Your chat box does not receive all messages. Miguel, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm seeing your question. At one monthly and what weekly is not an indecision market. You are asking if the monthly and the weekly is an indecision market, Miguel? No, I don't think so. I don't think so, Miguel. But talking about trading, everybody, so the long-term bias is down, right? So this is the lesson on the higher time frames and the lower time frames. We want to go long, short term on the 4-hour chart and on the daily chart. What is the weekly doing? Long term and short term, everybody. And why is this important? This is important because, as Akos said, the higher time frame controls the price movement of the smaller time frame. No, Miguel, I don't think it's indecision. So, see, everybody, we have the convergences short term on the daily and on the 4-hour chart. But when you look at the weekly chart, what is the weekly chart doing long term and what is the weekly chart doing short term? Between the bands it takes 20 years, yes sir. Akos, do you understand now why you cannot win a short-term trade with the long-term bias? Now you got it. It takes 20 years, you know. And even if 20 years we don't have the crystal ball, in those 20 years anything can happen. Wars between countries, fight between countries, the new virus, you know, whatever. So anything can happen in those two. Down on long and short. No, so the long term is up because structure. The market didn't break the structure. So look at the yellow line. The yellow line is structure. You have the first extension on the weekly chart and you have the first retracement on the weekly chart. So the long term is down. Long term direction is down. Passion, where is the right time to go long on the weekly chart? Simple answer, where and when you are going to see a change in the short-term trend on the weekly. Everybody, we are using the same rules, we are using the same concepts on all time frames. And of course, in the beginning is challenging. Right? It's like a puzzle. Man, how do I draw trend lines on the daily, but the daily is different from the weekly? And man, how is the structure on the daily? And oh my gosh, how is the structure on the weekly? And they're in the opposite side and I want to enter on the 2-hour time frame. It's a mess, right? In the beginning is challenging. We know this, everybody. It's totally normal. Yes, Eddington, long term is up. It is only 50% structure. Akos, you are mixing structure with trends. Akos, this is for you, my friend. This is for you. When the monthly chart, everybody. Akos, listen to me very carefully. When the monthly chart hits one band or the other, I don't care what you have showing down, like here, okay? Just an example. I don't care. You could have Fibonacci pointing down, you could have the Ichimoku pointing down, you could have the Super Mega JP Forex Morgan Chase system pointing down. When the market hits the lower band, the direction is up. Period. End of the story. And when this happens, Akos and everybody else, oh, but the Fibonacci is down. The market is not going to hit the Fibonacci, everybody. And again, most likely, we don't know. But if you look at the monthly chart, at the monthly bands, for 20, 30 years, the two countries respected the same band. So when this happens, you reverse everything that you have and you go up. Okay? And there is no 50% structure, there is no 75% structure, no. Nobody told you this, everybody. What we were teaching you is the trend. How to determine the trend? Yes, then you have the 50% trend confirmation, the 75% confirmation. Okay? The yellow is structure. This is the first extension and this is the first retracement. Period. There is no but, everybody. And what we are showing you with the purple line is that Yes, the market can retrace further down, but it must not break this first absolute low, this lowest low. Everybody, don't mix structure with trends. Okay? And again, we know it's a lot to take in, it's a lot of information, right? Every day you learn something new. Every day you try to upgrade your knowledge, right? So back to the lesson on higher time frames and lower time frames. We want to go long short term on the 4-hour chart. We want to go long short term on the daily chart, you know. But the weekly is positioned differently. The weekly is long term up and the short term down. Right? So what is the last point? Number 4, try to find confirmation convergences from both time frames. So now the question is number 5. The side is going to be a decision, everybody. It's up to you. You are responsible for the losing trade and you are responsible for the winning trades. Decide if or not to enter the trade, and of course based on the LT or ST, based on the long term or short term probability. Okay, this is just an introduction to the multiple time frame trading, everybody. Okay, now let's make a poll. We have 5 more minutes. Who in here wants to go long short term on the 4-hour chart? And who in here wants to go short term on the 4-hour chart? Delete. Everybody, who in here wants to go long short term? We have everything in place. The higher time frame, the lower time frame. So short term, the 4-hour chart is up, and short term, the daily chart is up. Who wants to enter this market? And again, this is not a trading or investment advice. Okay, we are here to learn. And this is, of course, this is not the best trade because we are going to risk one, you know, we're going to risk one and maybe we are going to get one. Okay, you can put a stop loss also here if you want. It's going to be your decision, everybody. You can play around with the stop loss, and let's make it like this. This could be one stop loss, you know, you can put stop loss here. But remember, the market can do anything it wants when it wants. Okay, the best stop loss would be down here. This is the second, and this is the third, right? And this is going to be the take profit background color. Akko says short. I was today long. Okay, Miguel, Eddington long. Akko's short term short. Long until upper band. Akos, why would you go short if you have an uptrend? Akos, why would you go short when the market is showing you? It's not me, you know, oh, Passion, you are so intelligent. I'm not. You have the market showing you higher highs, higher lows, Akos. Why would you go short? Long until upper band, yes sir. I was long since Monday, Chu Miguel. Great. What else can we do? Well, we can draw trend lines. So this is the upper band, I mean the uptrend line. Akos, if you are going to short the market right now, you are going to lose. you know. Why is that? Because the market is showing you higher highs and higher lows. Everybody, you know. And Akos is not alone, believe me. So everybody, if you are going to short the market right now, and if you are going to win, right, the market can do anything it wants, but if you short the market, like some of my students do, right, and they are coming to me, oh teacher, you know, I shorted the market here and I won. Well, short till the lower band of the uptrend line. Oh, so you're going to, okay, I got you, I'm sorry. So Akos would prefer to wait, to go up in here and short then. Okay, now I understand you. Okay, but some of you, the contrarians, that it's never okay, so I'm going to short the market, you know. I have some of students like this. And the market reverses and you make the 5 pips profit or the 15 profits, and you're going to see, Passion, I made a profit going against. Yes, but you were lucky, my friend. This is luck, you know. This is not trading. This is not even not to mention professional trading, you know. When you go against everything and you win, everybody, this is luck, right? So if you want to earn and learn to earn, how you say, and to become a professional trader and live from the market, everybody, you should obey the rules and you should trade and understand and learn, of course, probabilities. The last candle has a big up shadow. It doesn't matter. You have higher highs, higher lows. It doesn't matter. 1 week is nothing. Okay, everybody, our time is up. See you back tomorrow. So stay strong and trade with passion. This is FXPassion signing off.